What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Moose Lodge coming back to you with another video. Today we're gonna have a little talk, nothing crazy. The subject for today is: does trucking suck or do you suck? You feel me? This has been a big thing, over the past 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 months, whatever. Since the pandemic, really, when everybody's looking for a quick rich scheme, quick get rich quick scheme. You feel me? I guess trucking somehow became the number one vehicle everybody wants to use to get rich quick, and they're quickly finding out that that's not how this works. You feel me? For the people that understand that and want to use it as a tool to get somewhere in life, because maybe you goofed off, the first half of your 20s, or you figured that college isn't really for you, and you want to find another way. Trucking is just like anything else in life. If you don't got a plan for it, you're probably going to fail. If you don't know what you're doing, you're probably going to fail. I don't know where the impression that trucking is a career that you could just jump in and it'll be easy money came from. I have no idea. Oh, well, yeah, dude, the pandemic. But that's a dumb assumption, because if it was that easy, do you really think that you will be hearing about it? If it was that easy, nobody would know about it. Like, trust me, this shit would have been occupied by people way above our pay grade. You feel me? This shit would have never been exposed to the public if the money was really that easy to make. You need to think about that for a second. Seriously. Now, I'm starting to see that, the specific part of trucking that people think suck is the over-the-road part. Being away from home for 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks. Yeah, I mean, that shit sucks. I'm not even going to argue with you about that. I agree. Being over the road sucks. However, when you are new, it is the only road you can take if you have no connections, or you don't have any type of, street savvy or business savvy. If you don't know anybody and you don't have any resources, you're most likely going over the road. It just is what it is. You have to get your experience somewhere. Over the road is more than likely where you're gonna get it. But people act like over the road is the only thing out there. I mean, they're not even willing to try other stuff. Me personally, I knew coming into trucking that over the road was not something that I was gonna do long term. I knew that being away from my family for 2, 3, 4 weeks, living in the truck, was not going to be something that I was going to do long term. So I looked up how many different avenues of trucking are available. How many different ways in trucking are there to make money? And that's when I found out about tanker, hazmat, heavy haul, oversized, all this specialized shit. Me personally, tanker was my first choice. Because it is the least amount of driving. It is not a lot of physical work. And if you do food grade, then you don't typically take long trips, specifically milk, because that stuff can only be in the tank for 72 hours. So you're not going to be having cross-country trips like that if you're hauling milk and stuff like that. So tanker was one of the ways that I was going to go. I heard it paid the most, or one of the most ways, and it doesn't require you to drive a crazy amount of axles and have crazy permits and be overly skilled. I consider heavy haul and oversized, stuff like that, you have to be incredibly skilled to be able to do that. It's a lot of pressure on the operator who is hauling a piece of a bridge, you know, or if you're hauling, I don't know, fucking bulldozers or those little mobile homes. That stuff takes incredible skill. And me personally, I just wasn't comfortable doing nothing like that. You know, I was good on that. So with tanker, you know, I can manage, you know, or I feel like I can manage swishing liquid. I feel like that's not something that, you know, would be too difficult for me. Now, if you are someone who is new to trucking, you need to understand that there's a threshold that you hit. There's a few thresholds that you hit, and when you hit them, more jobs become available to you. 3, 6, 9, 12, 18, and 24 months specifically. At each and every one of those milestones, more jobs become available to you. Now, the route that I took was at 6 months, I did hella research. I was looking up companies on my 10-hour breaks every single day since I started at my first company, because I wanted to see what else was available. I knew I didn't want to be over the road. I knew it for a fact. So every day on my 10-hour break, I'm looking at other companies. I'm reading reviews for other companies. I'm talking to drivers at other companies that pique my interest. I'm doing my due diligence. You know what I'm saying? That's what this really, it comes down to. People not doing their due diligence and knowing what they're getting themselves into. Now, regional was something that stuck out to me because it's kind of like the middle child between OTR and local. I don't really want to be local because I don't want to deal with stoplights, traffic, morning, afternoon, rush hour, traffic. I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to drive in it. You don't have a sleeper. You're in a day cab. So when you're sitting in docks, you're sitting in a day cab. There is no laying down. Typically, if you're doing, you know, day cab work, you're also doing some kind of dock work, you know, forklift, whatever. You're not just driving. I mean, there are jobs like that, but those jobs are typically occupied by guys who've been in the business 15, 20, 25, 30 years. So unless you're lucky enough to put in an application right before or right as somebody's going to retire, you're going to get a position where it's going to require you to do more than just drive. And even if you are lucky enough to get a job that doesn't require you to do anything but drive, you're still going to have to deal with traffic and all this extra hoopla that I'm good. I like riding the interstates. I like open road. I like driving the truck, not sitting in traffic, you know. So regional was the way to go for me. You know, you only have to sleep in the truck 3 to 4 nights a week. You come home every weekend. If you're lucky like me, you have a company that has a terminal that is 30 minutes away from your house. So whenever you go out to make a delivery to a surrounding state, you're gonna grab a load coming back to that state. And when you take your 10-hour break, you get to go home. And then the next morning, you go, you drive out, and then rinse and repeat. So you're able to be home 2 to 3 nights a week, even though you're not local, you're regional. Now, is it going to be that way all of the time? No. There might be a week where you stay out and you might not get home till the week after. You might end up staying out 5-6 days every once in a while, but you're regional, so it's not likely. You know what I'm saying? But anything can happen. It's trucking. I say that to say this, man. If you think trucking sucks, it's probably you. Period. Because it's too many different ways to make money in this industry for you to be sitting around complaining. It's too many different ways to get it. If you a real hustler, if you a real go-getter, if you really, really looking to change your life, then you will make the best of the situation and do what you got to do. I mean, yeah, I don't particularly enjoy sitting in the truck, but guess what I do while I'm in here? I'm playing a game, bro. I'm playing a game. I'm watching a show with my girl while she's at home. I got Wi-Fi, I got a TV, I got a PS5, I got a microwave. I'm chilling. I'm chilling. All this talk about, oh, if you multiply the hours you're in the truck, or if you divide the money you make by the amount of hours you're in the truck, you're getting paid $10 an hour, $9 an hour, $13 an hour. Well, guess what, bro? I'm getting paid to play video games.
Let's just say you're...
Oops, my bad. I'm getting paid to play video games. By that logic, my dream came true. I'm a professional gamer. I'm getting paid to play the goddamn game. And my mom told me it was a waste of time. You feel me? That's how I look at it, man. You gotta make the best of it. I'm making $1,500, $1,600, $1,700 a week with 6.5, 7 months experience. And I go home every 3 to 4 days. I get to see my family. I'm making good money. I can take care of my family. I get to chill and play the game. And you wanna know why? Because I did my due diligence, bro. I didn't just jump at the first company I saw. I didn't let the hype take me to the first company I saw that offered me or was telling me what I wanted to hear. I did the due diligence. I looked for a company that I thought would fit my needs. You dudes is going to company that's 2, 3, 4 states over and wondering why you can't get home on time. Your company don't do business there, bro. That's not where your company is at. You live in Maryland. You work at a company that's out of Wisconsin. Why do you think you're going home, bro? Your company's based out of Wisconsin. Why would you think that? And that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't understand where the lack of common sense, like, where is y'all getting this shit from? Like, sometimes I feel like people do this shit to themselves. And then you want to run around on the internet trying to make everybody else feel like trucking is this, trucking is that. No, bro, you suck. Trucking doesn't suck, you suck. So, I'm sorry, I just had to get that out there, man. I mean, again, I said it in my last video where I work at. Martin Transport. They get it done for me. You know what I'm saying? They get it done for me. Martin turned this around for me. Where I was working at before was not it. It wasn't a bad company, but it wasn't it for me. So if you're working somewhere and you're not happy with where you're working, don't blame trucking. It's not the industry fault. It doesn't matter what industry you're in. You could be a doctor and work at a shitty hospital. Does that mean being a doctor sucks? You could be a lawyer and work at a shitty law firm. Does that mean being a lawyer sucks? No. And I think the reason why people pick on trucking so much is because it's so easy to get into it. It's so easy to get into it. So it's like, you don't have no sense of pride. You think that is bullshit because you got into it easy. But look, I'm going to say this. If you think trucking suck, quit. So that way people like me who take this shit seriously can take your job. Quit. So that shitty company that you're working for can go out of business. So that way real companies can expand. Do whatever you got to do. But don't try and sway the people's opinion because you're a bad decision maker. You are not a role model. You are not successful. Therefore, your story doesn't matter. Your story is irrelevant because you failed. And you too stubborn to understand that your failure is your fault. People fail all the time. That doesn't mean, you know when failure is a problem? I feel like failure doesn't matter. But I feel like failure becomes a problem when you let it consume you. Like when you let it take over your life. Like you're failing at trucking, so now you let the failure take over and trucking sucks. Now if you was someone who would let failure motivate you, whereas like you went to a company is not working. This job failed. This venture that I went on to try and work for this company failed. Let me try and find a better one. And instead of that, you just say, oh, the whole industry's dying. Oh, trucking sucks. The industry's dying. How is trucking dying? Everything that you see in every single store that you go to came off the back of a fucking truck. So how's the industry dying, bro? Make it make sense. Literally make it make sense. You can't. So I just wanted to get that off my chest, man. I'm tired of watching these videos of these losers, these old, not even old, bro. These dudes is my age. I mean, I'm 30. You feel me? I'm seeing dudes a little bit older than me, 32, 33, 34, you know, talking about trucking suck. Bro, no, you suck. Because I'm making the best out of this shit. Trucking don't suck for me. So if it don't suck for me, then that means it's other people trucking work for it. So my advice to everybody is to find a company that works for you. This video already longer than I wanted to be, but like and subscribe, man. We're gonna do more discussions. I'm gonna give my opinion on and hot takes on stupid statements these people say, topics, recent events. I'm always throwing my 2 cents in. Appreciate y'all for watching. Moose Lodge, I'm out.